Hi, it's Dennis Daly. During the early 1950s, listeners to CBS Radio were treated to nearly 120 episodes of one of the best detective shows of all time. So I'm focusing in on the adventures of Philip Marlowe. It's a rock'em sock'em type of show, and Gerald Moore anchored most of the broadcasts. It began in the summer of '47 with Van Heflin, but the shows that you and I might remember the best are the ones on CBS in which Gerald Moore, many times voted the best radio actor of the year, played Philip Marlowe. Now back to 1948 and the CBS Radio Network.
Get this and get it straight. Crime is a sucker's road, and those who travel it wind up in the gutter, the prison, or the grave. The lady tourist was a school teacher out after glamour, and she got it. But only after she learned that in Hollywood the 3 R's could be reading done in a dark room, writing found in a dead man's pocket, and arithmetic that added up to murder times 2.
From the pen of Raymond Chandler, outstanding author of crime fiction, comes his most famous character in The Adventures of Philip Marlowe. Now, with Gerald Moore starred as Philip Marlowe, we bring you tonight's transcribed story, The Ruston Hickory.
It was hot in my apartment, even at 10 o'clock at night. The sultry wind blowing through curtains at the far side of the room didn't help a bit. It was the kind of night that made me wish I was something else, a butcher, baker, candlestick maker, anything. After a long, hot day spent in the downtown courts of law, listening to the petty arguments of a petty larceny case, I was tired of petty people. The paper I had picked up on my way home wasn't helping any. 10 killed in an air crash. Mental cruelty, says local songbird. I made myself another highball, lots of ice, easy with water, and picked up the paper again. It was still more of the same. Cy Nestor killed in office on Sunset Strip. Cy Nestor. He'd hit the papers before. Bookie, B- picture producer, general racketeer. Somehow I wasn't too surprised he was on the receiving end for a change. My drink was good for 10 more pages of equally dull reading, and I was set for the next in line when the phone rang.
Mr. Philip Marlowe?
It was the first attractive voice I'd heard all day.
Mr. Marlowe?
And you know, I thought she might be fun.
My name is Joan Ruston, and I'm only here in Hollywood from Ferndale, Nebraska on a vacation, and I wanted to have some fun. You know, see the nightclubs and the stars and that sort of thing.
Wait a minute,
I
Joan.
don't want trouble, Mr. Marlowe, least of all.
Teacher, hey.
Yes?
Let's back up a little, huh? Now, your name is Joan Ruston. You're from Ferndale, Nebraska, which you're right, I've never heard of. Also, you're a school teacher. That much I got. But the rest about the sights, the last part, the trouble.
Oh, but don't you see? They're the one and the same.
Oh?
I wanted to step out. Nightclubs, movie stars, glamour. But it didn't end up like that because he was shot, and then I didn't know what to do. And his name's Aubrey Nickel. He's the man who took me out to show me the club. Anyhow, after it happened, I ran.
Why?
Why? The publicity, of course. Mr. Marlowe, I'd lose my job. You see, I'm a school teacher.
Yeah, you said that, honey. Now, look, where are you, Joan?
The Tulip Room. It's a bar on Sunset and La Cienega Boulevard. You'll come right over, huh? Huh?
Yeah, I'll come right over, huh? Goodbye, Joan.
Hey, Mr. Marlowe.
Yeah, but where are you?
Over here in this booth. Hurry.
Okay, hurry it is. Hello. Now tell me why all the secrecy and you... Oh.
And what? Oh, what are you staring at?
You. I expected braids, Joan. Horn rims, calico, maybe. Not ice blue satin, draped plunging, and,
Yes?
Yes. Start at the top, honey, and slow this time, huh?
Well, yesterday I met this man, this Aubrey Nickel I mentioned. Oh, he's really nice, Mr. Marlowe. He's a photographer, has a darling place up on the Sunset,
Sunset Strip. You want that to have your picture taken?
Uh-huh. I wanted something glamorous.
That's easy.
And look here what I got. Oh, by the way, I ordered a drink for you, a Scotch drink. Here. You like Scotch drinks, don't you?
Yeah, Scotch drinks are my favorite drinks, Joan, thanks.
You're welcome. Now, isn't it wonderful? The picture, I mean.
I'll say it is. I'd never say school teacher.
No, that's the idea. Just like a model in a fashion magazine, isn't it? Aubrey took it from inside his photo shop while I was outside on the street looking in his window. You know, like a smart career girl just strolling along the avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And see how he faded out the background? That way I'm the focal center.
Focal center.
Isn't it nice?
Oh, yes, it is, yeah. But look, Joan, the rest of the story. Now, the man was shot. You don't want publicity, remember?
Oh, yes, of course. Well, we made a date, Mr. Marlowe, for tonight. I was to be at his place, his shop on the strip at 8, which I was. But when I got there...
He was gone.
Well, no. He might just as well have been for all the attention he paid to me.
Oh?
He had something on his mind. Acted as though he didn't even expect me. Why, I had to mention his picture here twice before he got it out of a drawer for me. But then, just like that, he changed. Said if I wanted glamour and nightclubs, why not?
Oh, by all means, why not?
And off we went to Cyrano's, no less, and sat at a table with 2 men and a woman who was actually Irmgard Fury.
Actually, who?
Irmgard Fury, the starlet.
Oh.
Don't you read the papers? Oh, golly, her picture's been in every theater section and magazine for the last 6 months. Of course, she hasn't made a movie yet, but she probably will.
Wait a minute. Irmgard Fury, she has red hair, a figure, lots of each, huh?
Oh, that's right. Oh, and so sweet to talk to. Well, believe it or not, when we were in the powder room and she couldn't find her lipstick, she used mine.
Now, that's really democratic. Look, Joan, there was a shooting. You remember that. Now, you were sitting at a table with 3 men, and this Irmgard Fury?
That's right.
Well, go on. What happened next?
Well, when Miss Fury and I got back to the table, Mr. Lacey and his friend were gone. And then a minute later, Aubrey excused himself to make a phone call.
And then?
And then a waiter brought me a note from Aubrey which said I should go back to my hotel and wait there till I heard from him. Then it happened.
Look, Joan, if I'm going to help you on this, you got to tell the whole coherent story.
Well, suddenly there were some shots, maybe from outside, and people were yelling. It was terrible. I was scared to death. And I ran outside. People were crowded around someone. It was Aubrey. He was dead.
What'd you do then?
I took the first taxi I could get to my hotel, the Beverly Crest. I started for my bungalow, but didn't go inside because there was a man hanging around. I'd seen him before someplace, and I didn't like his looks and turned away, and he called to me. Oh, he was awful, Mr. Marlowe.
Awful looking like a frog, maybe? Sloping shoulders, bulging eyes?
Yes, and when... Mr. Marlowe, how do you know what he looked like?
Promise not to tell.
Promise not to... Oh, Mr. Marlowe, he's here, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Been watching us for quite a while.
Oh, holy smokes, and I didn't get away from him.
Come on. It played easier than I'd expected because like a good shadow, the frogman gave us a small head start, which was all I needed. The second Joan darted away from me, I moved quickly up to the first cab in line, opened and slammed the rear door fast, said goodbye out loud to Joan, who was not in the back seat, then flipped the driver 5, winked hard, and practically shouted a very far-away address at him. When he lurched from the curb, I stood there and waved a minute. It was still supposed to be Joan. Then, even as I saw the frogman dart across the street, pile into his own car and take off after the cab, I walked slowly back into the bar where I had another Scotch drink and did some fast checking on the current location of Aubrey Nichols, which was the Dawson Memorial Hospital. Then I started outside for my car after stopping en route at the booth where Joan and I had been sitting to pick up a pair of gloves and glamour portrait my new little client had left on the seat. The school mom had been upset indeed.
Dawson Memorial Hospital, Dr. Chambers? Yes, one moment, please. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Oh, I want to know the condition of a patient who was brought in here a little while ago, Mr. Aubrey Nichols.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We're not allowed to give out such information. You'd have to inquire at the superintendent's office. Sir, Joe,
I wouldn't bother, Phil.
Well, Detective Lieutenant Matthews, good evening.
Good evening. Nichol is dead, Marlowe. We did not get a statement from him.
Not too bad. Any idea who did it?
No? Have you?
No, I didn't even know him. A client of mine.
Yeah, Mr. Smith?
That's right. That's remarkable. Mr. Smith, he asked me to inquire about his condition.
Uh-huh. Well, it happened about an hour ago in an alley behind Cyrano's. Aubrey Nichols was a photographer up on the strip, but pretty much of a phony. A big front boy, strictly.
That's all there was to it, huh?
Walk down here with me a little.
Oh, sure.
We figure there may be some connection between this shooting and Cy Nestor's death this afternoon. Nestor also had an office on the strip.
Well, what do you figure the tie-in is, Murphy?
A man named Ham Lacey. You ever hear of him?
Yeah, he was one of Nestor's #1 boys in the racket, right?
Yeah, something like that. Of course, officially, Ham Lacey is known as the vice president of Nestor Enterprises Incorporated. Also production manager of that second-rate movie studio Nestor owned. Well, anyway, Lacey, another man, and Aubrey Nichols were at Cyrano's tonight with a starlet named Irmgard Fury, and another gal we haven't been able to tag yet. Now, tell me,
wait a minute,
Bill,
Lieutenant. When Nestor was killed, did it look like the usual mob tactics?
No. Nestor was beat up by fists. Not sapped, not cut up with brass knuckles. Your death was caused by a blow to the temple from a poker that was standing next to a phony fireplace in which you could have hit his head when he fell.
Well, probably not Lacey and Associates, huh?
Probably not. He's got an alibi.
Yeah?
Besides, we already got a fair line on who did it and why. We found a note in Nestor's pocket signed D. Tobin, which threatened Nestor with a beating if he didn't stay away from the undersigned's wife and send her back home at once. Nestor, you may or may not happen to know, had this Imgard Fury or something under contract to him, saw lots of her. So, again, the two deaths more or less tied together.
Yeah, you've already talked to, oh, by the way, her name is Irmgard Fury.
No, I ain't talking to her. I figured I'd wait till I knew a little more. Also, I didn't figure Nickel would die without saying anything.
No.
Oh. Well, now it's your turn. We found this negative in the alley near Nickel's body. This is a night shot of the Sunset Strip and nothing more. Means anything to you?
No, why should it? Now, look, I told you before, Lieutenant, I never even met Nickel.
Yeah, and I listened, didn't I?
I noticed.
Yeah, but now let's level a bit, huh, Phil? Who your client is and what he or she has to do with this is one thing as long as we're both on the same side. But playing dumb when it might count is quite another. Now, once more, Phil, huh? The picture?
Still 0, Lieutenant. Honor bright. Anything else?
Yeah, just to save you a little time, Phil.
Yeah, let's do.
Irmgard Fury's address, 441 West Bedford Drive, Beverly Hills. You got it?
441 West Bedford Drive.
Now, play it close. Be sure to call when you think it's time. And if you're wondering about why all this help from me, try this. What you know and won't tell, plus what I know and will tell, might do the trick. Say goodbye to me, Phil.
Goodbye.
Yes?
Miss Fury, my name's Philip Marlowe. I must talk to you at once.
About what?
Your husband. I'm a friend of his, and he asked me to get in touch with you. It's because of what happened this afternoon up on the Strip.
Oh. Well, what's wrong? Is Dave here in town?
Yeah, he is, and he's in trouble. You see, the police are after him.
All right, hold it, mister. You've said enough.
Huh?
What are you, cop or reporter?
Oh, now, wait a minute, Miss Fury. I've already told you I'm a friend of Dave's.
Whose name happens to be Douglas. Mr. Douglas Tobin. Keep that in mind when you try this next time. Good night.
Not so fast, baby. The mistake was mine, but I still want to talk to you.
So do a lot of men.
I'll bet.
Now beat it before...
God?
Before I forget myself.
What's the trouble, Irmgard?
Oh, no trouble, Hamilton, darling. This gentleman was just leaving. He had the wrong address. He made a mistake. Didn't you, Mr. Marlowe?
Yes, a blunder. 1,000 apologies, and good night, Mrs. Tobin. What it was worth, it worked. At the mention of the name Tobin, Ham Lacey spun around like he was put on a pivot, and his eyes that were narrow slits with all the come-hither look of a cobra has never left me. As I slowly walked away from him and past the yellow convertible he'd just driven up in. License number 6969X, California. And on out to the street. All of which only meant that Lieutenant Matthews was probably right about there being some connection between Cy Nestor's murder and the death of Aubrey Nichols. When I opened the door of my car and started to climb in under the wheel, the voice in the night helped not at all.
If you don't do as I say, I'll kill you.
Okay.
Knock it out.
Take it easy.
All right. Now close the door and turn around. You're back to me.
Now, look, if this is a stick-up, Busty, you can save us both a lot of time.
I'm not a hold-up man. Now, move over there, close to those trees. Go on. I want to ask you a question. All right, that's far enough. Now, what have you got to do with Helen?
Helen who?
Helen Irmgard Fury. That's what she's known as now. What have you got to do with her? Tell me.
Very little, Mr. Tobin.
Tobin? You know who I am?
And so do the police. Why don't you call it quits while you're still in one piece?
No, not quits. That's what you want, what all of you want. Me arrested and out of the way in jail and maybe out of the way for good. No. But that won't be. Helen's mine and you're not going to harm her.
Careful, Tobin, you're getting excited.
Yes, excited enough for this. Go!
Hello? Hey, what number is this?
Well, Shamus, you got the right number, Shamus.
What are you doing there? Where's Joan Rustin?
Well, the babe's here, but she ain't in much of a mood to talk. Incidentally, thanks for giving me this free time, Dippy.
What are you talking about?
That fast shuffle you tossed me, Dippy. That now you see her, now you don't gag with the taxi. For an old shell game operator like me, that one was as tough to see through as a glass-bottom boat.
All right. You get your diploma in the morning. But listen, you, if anything happens to Miss Rustin, I'll break you.
Skip it, Dippy. You're wasting your breath. It's already happened. I'll see you around. So long.
Joan, come on, baby. Come on, snap out of it.
Oh, stay away from me.
Hey.
Get out of here, you
Hey, hold it.
leave
It's me,
alone.
Joni, Marlowe.
Marlowe.
Yeah.
Oh, Marlowe.
Come on, honey. What happened? Are you hurt, Joan?
That man, the one with the gruff voice.
Yeah?
He forced his way in here, Marlowe. He was looking for something. I tried to stop him. I was going to scream, but I guess that's when he put the bite on me.
That slug, baby.
Well, anyway, he hit me hard. And I've never been treated that way before in my whole life.
You've never been buddies with murder before either. Come on, honey. Get up off the floor, huh? Easy now. There. Hey, he turned your place inside out, too, didn't he? What was he after, Joni?
Oh, I don't know. He just told me to quit stalling and hand it over. I didn't know what he meant, so he shoved me. Then he pulled out all the books here, tore up the rugs.
He was looking for something small and flat like a... Wait a minute. Sure. The cops found a negative near Aubrey Nickel tonight, but it was worthless. There must have been another one, an important one. And Lacey and Froggy, who no doubt is hell babe, must think you've got it.
Me? Well, that's impossible. All I had was my picture, and, well, I don't even have that now.
No, but I do out in my car, and it gives me a great idea. Come on.
Well, where, Marlowe? I don't get it. What's my photograph got to do with this?
Maybe plenty. You see, when Aubrey printed that picture of you, he faded out the background almost completely. You remember?
Uh-huh.
That's a stunt in fashion photography to make a subject stand out. But in this case, Joan, I figure it was played strictly in reverse.
How do you mean?
That Aubrey took you to Cyrano's tonight on business, big business. And you were holding the merchandise for him all the way. Here. Let's take a look.
Oh, Marlowe, my pretty picture frame.
Better this than your pretty head later, sweetheart, believe me. Yeah, here it is. Look, see? A negative the size of a postage stamp. But I'll bet old flash bulbs the $10 bills this baby's really loaded.
Marlowe, I bet that baby's loaded, too.
What are you talking about?
The gun in that man's hand there behind you.
Oh, fine.
Wait. Easy, Marlowe. I'm not looking for any more trouble. I just want to be sure that you'll help me first. You're a private detective. I searched you before, so I know. I'm in a jam. It's worse than I figured. The cops are after me for murder.
No kidding. I can't understand it, Tobin. All you got is a motive deep enough to swim in, and you've been dropping clues like Hansel and Gretel drop pebbles.
All right, but I didn't do it. Well, I beat up Cy Nestor, sure, but he was going with Helen, my Helen. I hated everything and everybody in this phony town because they took her away from me. Even changed her name for her, Irmgard Fury. But I didn't kill Nestor. I swear I didn't. You've got to help me, Marlowe.
With that 38 in your fist, are you asking or telling?
Oh, I'm asking, brother. Here, take the gun. I'm in a fix and I know it.
Okay, hothead. I'm already in Dutch for hiding Matthew's key witness here. Think how I look keeping his chief suspect under wraps, too. Yet, oh, maybe I'm a sucker, but I believe you. All right, where do you hang your hat?
The Country Cottages, number 7. It's a kind of a motel court down on Melrose.
Number 7. Now go there and stay out of sight. And I mean stay out of sight.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Marlowe. Say, I'm sorry I batted you down tonight.
That makes a lot of difference to the lump on my head. Go on, Tobin, beat it.
Okay.
I'll keep in touch with you.
And where are we going, Marlowe?
Call a friend of mine. We need a big enlargement of a small negative.
Sherman speaking.
Hiya, Shermy. This is Phil Marlowe.
No kidding. Gee, how's business, Phil? Long time no see.
Yeah, I know. Now, look, are you busy? I got a job that's right down your alley, Sherman. It's important.
What is it, Marlowe?
Well, it's a 35mm negative. I want it blown up to about half as big as a house.
Okay, bring it in.
I can't. I've got to check a couple of other things at the same time. Now, look, Shermy, can you meet me at the Aubrey Nickel studio on the Strip in about 10 minutes, back door?
Wait a minute, back door?
Yeah.
How come the back door, Phil?
So we can kick it in without attracting too much attention. Shermy, I'll see you in 10 minutes. I piled Joan into the car, drove down the Strip, and once past Nickel's studio, which was enough. Joan had posed for a picture in front of the place, and directly across the street, behind her, just as I knew it had to be, was a neat plastic sign reading Cy Nestor Enterprises on the diminutive but glossy imitation Swiss chalet where Nestor's body had been found. We turned double back through the alley and found Sherman bobbing up and down like a nervous gopher. 5 minutes of not-so-subtle persuasion got us past the lock and inside Aubrey's studio where something else checked. The walls were practically papered with pictures of Irmgard Fury, taken from every conceivable angle, including some that were not. Things were beginning to make a lot of sense.
Marlowe, is this all right? Coming in here, I mean, sort of uninvited and all.
Breaking and entering, lady. You can get 5 years for it. I sure hope you know what you're doing.
Yeah, this must be the dark room. Yeah. Now, here's the negative, Shermy. Do your stuff.
Well, what do you really expect to find on the film, Marlowe?
A murderer, baby. It's got to go one of two ways. Douglas Tobin for jealousy or Ham Lacey for ambition? Aubrey Nickel caught one of the two in the background when he took your picture. And he was familiar enough with all parties concerned over there to think he could put the screws on somebody. How's it coming, Shermy?
He could be out in a minute. 15 by 20, okay?
Yeah, it's good. If there isn't a man in the background, I'll eat it.
You better get the salt and pepper, pal, because it's nothing but a car.
It can't be. Oh, brother, that's more than a car, Shermy. It's a yellow convertible that belongs to Ham Lacey. Look, you can even see the license, 6969X.
696. Oh, now how do you suppose...
What's the matter, Marlowe?
I just thought of something. Without this picture, both Tobin and Lacey are suspects. But with it, we have proof Lacey is implicated. That means Lacey thinks he has Tobin sitting in the perfect frame, right where he wants him.
Oh, Marlowe, listen.
Now, look, you two get out of here. Go back to the paper. I've got to get to Tobin fast and let him know.
Oh, Phil, listen,
Look, baby, you're no doubt terrific in the 3rd grade. But some things they don't even teach in college are going to pop any minute, so I'll take it from here, huh? Stick with Shermy, honey. I'll call you.
Oh, but Marlowe, wait, listen.
I made it from the strip down to Melrose and then east to the cluster of dusty lean-tos with baths known as country cottages in something under 10 minutes. Walked down the street and cut back through the alley on foot. I got to the door of cottage number 7 with about 30 seconds to spare.
No. Wait a minute, mister. You got me wrong.
Oh, no, I haven't, pal. You can tell me you didn't knock off Cy Nestor, and I'll believe you. But nobody else will. I've got you right where I want you.
Now, wait a minute.
Because of your note found in Nestor's pocket. You're the jilted boyfriend, the hick from back home, who came to Hollywood with murder in your heart and knocked off the guy who stole your wife.
Now, look,
Yeah, and then you went after the cheap photographer who gave her her start.
Oh, yeah?
And after that, you knew you couldn't escape, so you blew your brains out. And by the time I leave here, that's the way it's going to look.
Not tonight, Ham. Yeah, stand still, Lacey. Toss the gun over on the bed. Go on. That's better. So you figured Aubrey was lying about having a picture that pegged you as Cy Nestor's killer, didn't you? You figured Aubrey saw something but had no proof, so you shot him. But you were wrong, Ham. He had all the proof we need.
Oh, Marlowe, let out!
Joan, who's out there?
Oh, Phil!
Joan!
Phil.
Joan, are you all right?
Jerry, I hit her. She's the one who killed Cy Nestor. I tried to tell you that. I followed you here to tell you, but instead I saw her with a gun pointed at you. I grabbed the first thing I saw, this broken rake handle, and I hit her with it. I hit her awfully hard, Phil. But she isn't moving. You don't think she's...
Dead? No. She's probably thinking over the big lesson you just taught her with that stick there.
All right, Marlowe, all right. Nobody can hear us. Now, what is it?
Well, it's that Miss Rustin here is a school teacher, Matthews, and it's imperative that we keep her name out of this.
Oh, well, we can arrange that.
Oh, good. You know, Matthews, it's funny how one step leads to another.
Yeah?
Ham Lacey never would have gone so far as to kill Nestor on his own. But when he learned that Irmgard had done it, he saw an opportunity to turn the whole situation to his advantage. He and the girl agreed to frame Tobin and then go along as a team.
You know, of course, that that's just your theory.
Just a minute.
Now,
What do
sit
you
down
mean?
over there and be quiet for a change while Miss Rustin and I wind this up.
Matthews, listen.
Now, quiet, please.
Pulling rank, huh?
Phil. Now, Miss Rustin, in solving this case...
Just a minute. She didn't solve the case.
Miss Rustin, if you hadn't solved it, and right when you did, you'd be talking to this guy exclusively via Ouija board from now on, let's face it.
Oh, what a corny pitch.
Now, tell me, Miss Rustin, how did you peg Irmgard Fury?
Well, when we got the picture of the yellow convertible, I remembered that I'd gone to the powder room at Cyrano's with Miss Fury to freshen our makeup. But she couldn't find her lipstick. She emptied her purse looking for it, and she finally had to borrow mine, you know.
Oh, how democratic.
I said that.
So now you own it? Now tell me, Miss Rustin, how do you figure the lipstick figures?
Oh, it wasn't a lipstick. I happened to notice among the things from her purse a chain with car keys on it and an identification tag in the form of a little license plate.
Oh, and the numbers were...
6969X.
That's right.
And since Ham Lacey had an alibi and those keys were in Miss Fury's bag, you figured it was her who'd been driving.
It was she who'd been driving, yes.
Isn't this revolting?
Yeah, she. She wanted to kill Nestor because he wouldn't turn loose of her, so she could claw her way on up to the bitter top. And when she found him unconscious, it was easy.
How literary.
Well, that's that, I guess. Thank you very much, Miss Rustin. I hope your stay in our town has was... Oh, what's the matter?
Tony, baby, don't cry.
I just thought of the most dreadful thing. I've had a wonderful time. I went to Cyrano's. I hit a movie star on the head, and I helped solve a murder. But I'll never, ever be able to say one single word about it to anybody in Ferndale, Nebraska. Darn it all.
It took a few minutes to put on a new touch of mascara and get the pink off her nose, but she was smiling again when we said goodnight to Matthews and stood on the steps at headquarters and looked at the glittering lights of Hollywood. There was still plenty of time for supper and even a dance or two, and she wanted to go. But suddenly, from somewhere, there was a smell of autumn in the air, of dry leaves on the ground and ripe red apples for the teacher. She shook her head wistfully and spoke of an appointment she had bright and early next Monday morning.
It's a very important appointment, Phil.
So, I took her to a hotel to say goodbye. All the way home, for some reason, I kept wondering, whatever happened to Skinny McDonald? The only kid in school who could shoot a better spitball than Marlowe. Has it really been that long ago?
The Adventures of Philip Marlowe star Gerald Moore and are transcribed and directed by Norman MacDonald. Script is by Mel Donnelly, Robert Mitchell, and Gene Levitt. The special music is composed and conducted by Richard Arrunt. Be sure and be with us again next week when Philip Marlowe says...
There was a tapestry found under a tomb. They were all after it. The worried import of the man with half a face, the Englishman in an L.A. slum, and the lady wearing a green veil. But before it was over, none of them had it, and 2 of the 4 were dead.
Now, stay tuned for Gangbusters, which follows immediately over most of these same CBS stations. This is Roy Rowan speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
There was a real advantage of bringing Philip Marlowe to CBS. CBS had that great stable of radio actors. Now, many of them, such as Howard McNear and Virginia Gregg, would occasionally be heard on the other networks, but they were a wonderful ensemble company, working very well together. And what that meant was that people such as Norman MacDonald, maybe best remembered for bringing us Gunsmoke, didn't have to audition people. He knew how good the actors and actresses were. Now again, back to 1948 and Philip Marlowe.
Get this and get it straight. Crime is a sucker's road, and those who travel it wind up in the gutter, the prison, or the grave. There was a gorgeous tapestry found under a tomb, and they were all after it. The worried import of the man with half a face, the Englishman in an L.A. slum, and the lady wearing a green veil. But before it was over, none of them had it, and 2 of the 4 were dead.
From the pen of Raymond Chandler, outstanding author of crime fiction, comes his most famous character in The Adventures of Philip Marlowe. Now, with Gerald Moore, starred as Philip Marlowe, we bring you tonight's transcribed story, The Baton Sinister.
Watched the blood-red sun set behind an ugly purple storm out on the ocean, and the weird afterglow that crept into the canyons of the Hollywood Hills made me uneasy. Added emphasis to the disquieting phone call I received at my office from a man named Pollard Schindler, whom I knew was a very capable worldwide broker of bizarre art objects. In words that fell over each other in urgency, he asked me to meet him at my place at once. As I drove to my apartment, I figured the trouble lay ahead, but I didn't realize how close it was until I parked and started out of my car. A bullet smashed the corner of my windshield, and I ducked for cover, then hugged the building and headed for the rear where I was sure I'd seen a gun flash. I was halfway there when the side door flew open, and Pollard Schindler himself stopped me.
Marlowe!
He was white-faced and shaking, his eyes ringed by dark blue circles of fatigue.
Marlowe, that shot.
Yeah, somebody threw a slug at me, Schindler, from back there.
I was afraid of this. We can't talk here, not now. Come, let's get in your car and drive. Hurry.
Wait a minute. What's all this about? Who shot at me and why?
It must have been that lizard, Myron Loth.
Oh?
He's followed me all the way from England, Marlowe, because... But I tell you all about it when we're safe. Right now, we must get away from here.
Okay, but watch yourself. Come on. Well, so far so good. You see that hole in the windshield? It's lucky it's not in my head.
Are we being followed?
Not yet, anyway. Well, Pollard, last time it was a cloak of Kamehameha and a trip to Honolulu. What is it this time?
It's worse. A tapestry, Marlowe, 15th century, and exquisite. Worth $20,000 as a museum piece alone.
Hey, that's a lot of money for a chunk of cloth.
Bah, it's nothing. I'm getting better than $80,000 for it from a man named Arthur Merritt in Seattle.
$80,000?
Yes, correct. You see, this Merritt claims to be a direct descendant from Edward, 2nd Duke of York, who fell at Agincourt.
Really?
Yeah. He spent a fortune tracing his genealogy and collecting family treasures, and regards this tapestry as his greatest prize. Oh, it's a gorgeous thing, Marlowe. Depicts the Duke on a gold horse, riding to battle beside the king, with such colors. Reds, blues, greens, breathtaking.
I'll bet.
But I'm so tired. I don't think I've slept in weeks.
For $80,000, you can afford to be tired, Schindler. But how does the guy with the itchy trigger finger fit into all this?
Loft, that scum. He was after the tapestry, too. He got wind of the fact that someone was willing to pay $80,000 for it. But he doesn't know who.
I see. You found it first,
Yes.
huh?
Yes, in a sealed tomb under the ruins of a castle in Wales. Just minutes ahead of Loft.
Where's the tapestry now?
At this moment, it's in a cheap suitcase, checked in a public locker at the Karenga Boulevard bus depot. Now, I want you to pick it up and get it safely to Arthur Merritt. Here's the locker key. Take it on a plane leaving in 3 hours. And your money. 5 $100 bills. Enough?
Enough. Where'll I find Arthur Merritt?
76 West Street, Seattle. He'll be expecting you. And Marlowe, I feel better if you get the tapestry soon and keep it with you until plane time.
You're really afraid of this guy, Loft, aren't you?
He'll stop at nothing. I warn you. Now, I'll get off here at the corner, Marlowe.
All right.
Incidentally, when you get the tapestry, don't go back to your apartment. Loft may be waiting there. Now, I'm at the Hollywood Crest Hotel.
Hollywood Crest, huh?
Yeah, call me when the job is done. Goodbye, Marlowe, and good luck. You'll need it.
The key Schindler left was numbered 410, so I drove to the bus station and went in. A casual walkthrough showed me that locker number 410 was the last on the left. Then I ambled over to the lunch counter, ordered a sandwich and coffee, and sat down to case the rest of the customers. Finally, I spotted him. A dark man in ragged clothes with a profile out of Western Asia who was also watching number 410. The profile glanced around nervously and looked away fast when he caught me watching him. I eased the key to 410 out of my pocket and slipped it under my sandwich. Told the waitress I'd be right back and started toward him. He saw me coming and made for the back exit, broke into a run. When he got to the door, we played follow the leader down the tunnel to the alley behind the bus barn and around a corner. There the game stopped. Because a claw that belonged on a lobster reached out, grabbed me by the shirt front, and pulled me up against 18 inches of curved Damascus steel, sharp enough to shave with. I knew then why he'd shown me only his profile. Half his face was handsome, the other half... Well, when he spoke, he hissed through the flexible half of his mouth.
Stand still, my friend, or I slit your gizzard for you. Where is Myron Loft?
I don't know. I never met the man. Up close, that is.
Liar, you are working for him.
Keep using that knife for punctuation, pal, and I'll admit anything.
I followed the fat German. I watched him put the tapestry in one of those lockers inside. Therefore, I knew that Loft or his hireling wouldn't be far behind.
You mean me? You're off base. What's Myron Loft to you?
What indeed? Only I know the true value of that tapestry. For it was I who paid for it, with half my face and half my mind. But before I'm through, Loft will know too. Where is he?
I don't know, but I wish I were with him.
Shall I kill you for being stupid? Go to Loft and tell him that Akkad is not dead, but has come back to teach him the price of treachery.
This'll surprise him, no doubt, huh?
He murdered me so I would not talk. He left me for dead. Sent me hurtling, unconscious off a bridge in a truck of blazing oil. It made me like this. Claw for a hand, a face to frighten demons. But it did not kill me.
Nice guy, Loft.
And the tapestry itself. Tell him it will bring him nothing but despair. For I have put a curse of worthlessness on it that...
A car! There, from the alley. The shot.
Did you see who it was, Akkad?
No, but I didn't have to see it to know. He thinks he has finished it now. But he is wrong. Look for the baton sinister.
What? Look for what, Akkad?
In the Duke's shield, the baton sinister.
Akkad. The words baton sinister, whatever that meant, on his twisted lips. The twisted little man died. I walked back carefully the way I'd come, but life in the bus depot was going on as usual. The waitress gave me a hard eye when I sat down at the lunch counter again, and the mirror over the back bar told me why. I was pasty green from eyes to mouth. The thought that death in an alley still did that to me was strangely gratifying. I got the key from under the sandwich, dropped the buck on the counter, and then went to locker 410 and opened it. Schindler's tattered suitcase was there. I picked it up, took it over to a stall phone, and sat on it while I put in a call to Lieutenant Matthews at Homicide.
Oh, say that again, Marlowe. I don't think I heard you right.
Yes, you did, Matthews. I said a man with half a face named Akar was shot in the alley back of Cahuenga Bus Depot. Probably because he knew too much about a tapestry.
Yeah, that's what you said the first time. Oh, who did it? You got any ideas?
Well, it could be a guy named Myron Loft. That's all I know about him, just a name.
Okay, I'll send somebody. Stick around, will you, Phil?
Hey, Lieutenant.
Yeah?
You happen to know what a baton sinister is?
Spell that for me, will you, Phil?
Never mind, Matthews. I'll call you again before I leave. When I left the bus depot, I drove to my office, took the suitcase upstairs, and after I locked myself in, I opened it under the lamp on my desk. Folds of dazzling cloth spilled out. I remembered Schindler saying Duke was riding a gold horse, so I looked for that. Yeah, it was easy to spot. And from there, I located his shield. It was deep blue with 3 white roses on one side and a red lion on the other, and in the center, pointing diagonally from upper right to lower left, was a thin line of still deeper blue. That was all I had a chance to see. Because a hand in a rubber glove clamped a wet cloth over my face, and the sickly, sweet odor went through me. Like warm oil through a paper bag. 100 years later, I had a strange dream. I saw a pair of high-heeled green suede shoes, and then a woman in a green veil looking at an empty suitcase. It must have been a dream, because I couldn't move and my eyelids were lead. When the green veil and green shoes left, everything went black again. Next time, it was no dream. I was face down on my office carpet alone and very sick to my stomach. I'd been chloroformed. I crawled over to the desk and pulled myself up. The suitcase was open and empty. Somehow I got the phone off the hook, dialed information, and a minute later I had my client on the wire.
Marlowe, you sound sick. What is wrong?
I am sick. You're going to be too, Schindler. Your tapestry's gone. It was stolen.
Gone? Stolen?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it can't be. You blundering, stupid fool, Marlowe. Why did
What did you say?
I'm sorry, Phil. Screaming in hysteria won't get it back, will it?
No.
How did it happen?
Well, I brought it up here to my office, but somebody was always in here laying for me. I was chloroformed and out for about half an hour. When I came to, it was gone. Now listen. You know a man named Akar, horribly scarred from burns?
Akar? No. Why? Did he get it?
Yeah, not the way you think. He was killed at the bus station.
What? Killed? Good heavens. Did Loft do it?
I don't know. Akar thought so, and I'm getting tired of hearing that name Loft. Hey, incidentally, what's a baton sinister?
Baton sinister?
Yeah.
A mark in heraldry, but why that mark?
Well, it might be important. What is it actually, Pollard?
Well, it's simply a short line on a shield or a scutcheon. It runs diagonally from Sinister Chief to Dexter Base.
What does that mean? From upper right to lower left, maybe?
If you're facing the shield, yes. It's the mark of fraudulence. But why?
Well, I was told to look for the baton sinister by, Hey, wait a minute, Pollard.
Huh? What?
There's something on the floor here. It looks like an envelope. Yeah. There's nothing in it, but it's addressed to... Holy smoke, this is addressed to Myron Loft, 946 South Grand Avenue, L.A.
I knew it. I knew Loft was behind the theft, Marlowe. But now we've got a chance to get the tapestry back. Where is this Grand Avenue?
Yeah, it runs through a slum called Bunker Hill. Any cab driver knows it. I'm going down there now, Schindler.
Good. I'll get there as soon as I can to cover you. And Marlowe, listen. The man is a devil. Be careful.
When you turn round, do it slowly, understand?
Perfectly.
I dare say you're Pollard Schindler's man.
Could be. Which makes you Myron Loft.
Yes,
huh?
I've been up on the roof watching you. I expected you to come before long. I suppose you want the tapestry.
Now, how'd you guess that?
Then what price has Schindler decided to offer me?
Price? You're kidding.
Hardly. I don't enjoy humor. Perhaps you don't know much about the tapestry,
Not much. I know more than I used to. I had quite a chat with Akar.
Akar? That's impossible. My ex-assistant is dead.
I know. But he lived long enough to tell me about the Baton Sinister on the Duke's shield.
That's a lie, my fine fellow. There's no Baton Sinister on that shield, and that's... Oh, of course. That sly idiot. That guy would try something like a Baton Sinister. But for what purpose, I can't imagine.
Just to make sure that you'd pay for his murder.
What's that?
Must have been a shock to find out he'd survived that burning truck accident you tried. So you finished him tonight with a bullet.
Oh, that's strange. How much more do you know along this line?
Enough to make bargaining more than worth your while, and I haven't kept it all in my head.
I see. Well, my door's the second on the left. Now move along now, quickly.
I see no reason to hurry.
I do.
See what you mean. Although the accent was Oxford, the gestures were strictly Skid Row. So as I proceeded Myron Loft and gun into my lord's sagging chamber, I watched carefully for the chance I knew I'd have to take before long. But a small step toward a dark corner...
No, don't try that.
...told me it wasn't going to be easy. The gentleman with the flexed voice was being very wary about me.
Now turn about and face me, quickly.
So wary about me, in fact, that the quiet footstep behind him went unnoticed. The footstep that had been made by a green suede pump that belonged to a lady with a veil, also green. I now knew I'd actually seen earlier in my office. When she took her next step, the gun she clenched in her expensively gloved hand was raised high. It came down hard. Girl of my dreams, I thank you. That was neat, and believe me, not a moment too soon.
He's not dead, is he?
No, he's just out cold. He's in deep freeze. But, aren't we being a little matter-of-fact about all this?
We are. Did you expect tears?
Well, from the veil, yes. But that's where I'm probably being misled. I should concentrate on your green suede shoes. They seem to be more in character.
And you seem to be quite ungrateful and gabby. So let's move on some. Over there, that bundle. It could be the tapestry.
Hey, lady, you're not after it too, are you?
No, I came here to save your life.
Oh.
I love you.
That's charming.
Come on, mister. Are we warm?
Hot. Yeah, this is it, all right.
Good. Now get back.
Yeah.
Away from it.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Way back. And for safekeeping, into that snug little closet there.
Without so much as a peek? At the veil, I mean.
Without so much as another word. Your mouth, I mean. Go on. Inside. It won't hold you for long, but I don't need long anymore.
She was so right. Didn't hold me for long. Because even a misplaced hiccup could jar loose most any given segment of Bunker Hill construction. However, by the time I got to the street, it was lady with veil and bundle tucked underneath her arm, climbing into a cab. And only her tail lights getting out of sight around a corner. So I played the only bet left. She departed in a cab. Maybe she'd arrived in one. And maybe that one was still in line at the hack stand across the street at the back of the hotel. At number 4, I connected.
Yeah, sure. The doll with a veil. I brought her here. Why? What's it mean to you?
Everything. She's my long-lost sister. Where'd you pick her up?
I can't remember.
Okay. Here's 5. Now try it.
Sure. It was the Sunset Gardens Hotel, Villa 12. Witches around on the side. But you know what else?
No, what else?
I'll bet this 5 she ain't really your sister at all. I'll bet she's really your wife.
Oh, you're so wrong. She's really Typhoid Mary, Jack. You better fumigate fast, both inside and out.
Huh?
Goodbye. I was 30 anxious minutes weaving my way through the thick westbound traffic that any snail could have easily outsprinted before I was finally parked away from Villa 12. Then out of my car and running toward the squat chunk of termite-proof old Spain. But I hoped that again meet up with both the lady who wore a mosquito net for a hat and my client's hard-come-by drapery. But the bungalow in front of me said no such luck. Because it was dark, closed tight, and as quiet as snow falling all the way around. Until I was in the back, where each villa had its own junior picnic grounds, complete with barbecue pit. Then from somewhere behind me, I heard it. First the rattle of paper, then a few footsteps, high heels, that I knew could be the green suede ones on flagstone. After that, over near the pit, liquid poured on wood, and then sudden flame. It was the lady whose shoes I knew all right, but this time no veil. Only a face that might have been pretty if it weren't for the prancing shadows the flames threw over an expression that was little more than determination, a little less than psycho. I moved close to her quietly. And when she had the tapestry unwrapped and was ready to make a little offering to the fire gods, I took my cue. Marshmallows would taste better, baby, honest.
You?
Yeah, little me, and 38 not so little. So stand very still, honey. Priceless heirloom included.
Oh, no, I won't. It's going to fire where it belongs.
That's a matter of opinion.
Now, let go my arm, you big hate.
Drop it. Let it go, baby. Better we dirty it than singe it. Come on, let go. There, that's better. Now, come on, Firebug. Who are you? Who?
Naomi Marchant. Cut it out.
Okay. Now tell me where you fit in the tapestry, or do we shake some more?
No, thanks. I'll tell you what you want to know. Who are you?
Name's Philip Marlowe.
Cop?
No, a private detective hired to babysit with the tapestry. Let's not change the subject.
Okay. Getting there. I'm Arthur Merritt's niece, Ann Solaire.
The guy in Seattle who's waiting for me to deliver this item is your uncle?
Uh-huh, my uncle, the jerk.
Now, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You steal the tapestry, risk your life, play with guns, and with people who only play for keeps. Also, you can get a chance to burn $80,000 worth of fancy needlework.
Listen, my uncle has been throwing away his money on antiques, and all he's got left of $500,000 is $100,000. I don't want 4/5 of that used for this stinking substitute for wallpaper. Anything else?
I watched her until she was around to the front of the bungalow and out of sight. And I grabbed up the tapestry, started to fold it when a sudden flare from the fire threw a crazy spurt of light over the material on my arm. And I saw that on the shield that the Duke of Kent carried, there was no baton sinister. This was not the same tapestry I'd examined in my office. Right then, just to make things all the merrier, I once again heard from Naomi Martin. On the even chance that this was a trap, Naomi playing possum with healthy lungs, I ditched the tapestry in a nearby clump of trees, then gun in hand ran for the front door of Villa 12. I got there just as the gray convertible lights out roared off and Naomi was climbing back onto her feet.
What took you so long?
Now listen, you, the real tapestry, where is it?
Oh, no, you're kidding.
Baby, that number you just tried to burn is not the one I started out with tonight. It's minus baton sinister.
Minus who? What are you talking about?
Just this. Maybe you still have the tapestry and the routine with the flames was done with a phony and strictly for my benefit.
And maybe you're nuts. Now you listen. What I told you before was the truth, nothing but. However, if it happens to work out that I walked off with a phony and you did likewise, I'm sorry.
I'll bet. But for the time being, I'll buy it that way. Now tell me what went on here.
I was about to unlock the door when it happened. A hand with a rubber glove grabbed me.
Wait a minute. Rubber glove?
Rubber glove? Do we say everything twice? Whoever it was obviously didn't want to leave fingerprints.
Oh, the smell of chloroform on his hands.
Hey, come to think of it, I did get a whiff of something funny. How do you know about that?
In my office when the tapestry was... Hey, wait a minute, you were there. Didn't you get a look at him?
No, there was only a single light on, and you were already out cold when I got there.
Yeah, but you must have seen something.
Sure, stars. After he took the tapestry, then laid an envelope of some kind next to you, I told him to reach way up. Got me piled into a heap on your office floor.
The envelope
He
next
ran.
to me.
I followed, but I lost it.
Hey, hold it. Back up, Naomi.
What?
Did you say he placed that envelope there next to me?
That's what I said. See what I mean? We
Cut it out, baby. I've got an idea, a thought. About a baton sinister and what's really going on. Also, it just occurred to me that Myron Loft might not remain unconscious forever. And that my client was going to cover me at Loft's place on Bunker Hill.
Wait, where are you going, Marlowe?
Once I pick up the tapestry I just hid, which may not be a phony, back to Bunker Hill. So long, kid. Oh, no.
Somebody call the police. Marlowe! Oh, Marlowe, thank goodness you're here. I just shot Myron Loft.
You did what, Schindler?
Yes. Gott im Himmel. Dead Marlowe.
Hey, for the love of Pete, what's going on in this joint?
Nothing you can help, sweetheart.
Oh, okay, Bright Eyes, but try to hold it down, will you?
It was terrible, Marlowe. I came to this place after I didn't hear from you and found out which room Loft had. When I went in, he was on the floor, unconscious. So I started to look around for the tapestry.
In the meantime, Loft came to, got hold of a gun and rushed you. Is that it?
Yes, we struggled, and then the gun went off. Oh, Marlowe, what should we do now? Call the police?
Yeah, I'll take care of it. You go back into the room there and don't touch anything and see that nobody else does.
All right, Marlowe. But you have the tapestry?
Yeah, I got it, Schindler. Safe and sound. Your worries are over.
Homicide, Detective Lieutenant Matthews speaking.
Marlowe, Matthews.
Oh.
I'm at 946 South Grand Avenue, and so's another body.
What?
At Myron Loft, I mentioned. My client, Pollard Schindler, just shot him in self-defense.
Which also clears up the death of that car out behind the bus depot, huh? I mean, Loft got him and then tried for your client, but missed.
Yeah. Yeah, if you believe my client.
Yeah, well, Oh, Marlowe, what are you reaching for?
A few very tasty but hard-to-swallow facts. One, my client's a liar. Two, my client killed both Acker and Myron Loft. And three, I've been set up and used as the neatest chump, patsy sucker, fall guy. They all fit. He even shot through my windshield for realism. Pollard Schindler never had the real tapestry, Matthews. He had only a phony. He gave it to me to deliver and then swiped it from me. After which he put me on the trail of the real one.
So while swiping it back for him like the good private detective you are, you'd come up with the real one, huh? That's tidy. I'll be right down, Phil.
Okay.
You told the police what happened, Marlowe?
Yeah. I told them, Mr. Schindler. I told them everything. Now there's nothing for us to do but wait.
Well, that does it, Lieutenant. 7 full pages of confession from Mr. Pollard Schindler, a very crafty bird.
Yeah, thanks, Mooney. Oh, bring that girl in a couple of minutes, will you?
All right, Lieutenant.
Well, Phil, here it is, the whole story.
Yeah?
Yeah, look, Pollard Schindler went after the tapestry in England, but Myron Loft got there first. However, Schindler was the one who knew where he could sell it way above museum price, so Loft had a duplicate made up and saw to it that Schindler stole it from him.
And it was Akar who added the baton sinister, the mark of fraudulence in heraldry, to the fake tapestry.
Yeah. But I still don't clearly follow the rest of it, Phil. I mean, here in L.A., you know?
Oh, well, it wasn't much of a change. Another verse, same song. Loft stayed close to Schindler all the way back from England.
Yeah.
And he watched and he waited until he figured that Schindler was ready to close his deal, you see?
Yeah.
Then he stepped forward and announced that the tapestry Schindler had was a phony.
Oh.
And that he'd give him the real one for a healthy cut of the sale price.
And Loft couldn't go to Merritt direct because he didn't know who Merritt was.
Sure.
Oh.
And from there it was me, the patsy, with the best of references.
Oh.
That do it for you?
Yeah, just about. Schindler killed Akar, and we didn't expect him to see, and Loft, who he did, so neither one could spill to you.
That's right.
Now, come in. Now, when did you... Oh, just a minute, Miss Marchand, please. When did all this come across to you, Phil?
When I got mixed up with a lovely lady here. She told me that the man who had chloroformed me in my office had carefully placed an envelope on the floor next to me. An envelope I later took as a clue. From that switch, I started to look around for others.
Oh, great. Hooray for Campfire Girl me. What kind of a medal do I get?
Yeah, you get a pretty nice one, Miss Marchand, thanks to Marlowe. You get freedom. You know, we could prefer charges against you.
Like what?
Like what? Like assault and battery for slugging Loft, grand larceny for the theft of the tapestry from Loft's place, attempted destruction of private property.
Okay. I forgot about those things.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marlowe.
Thanks, Marlowe. Is that your official statement? No more? Not even I'm sorry before you go?
Well, yes. I'm sorry, all right. Real sorry that I missed. Goodbye.
Another hour and my signature was on another dozen official papers before I was free to leave Matthews, who kept the real tapestry but gave me the one we got back from Pollard Schindler, the one with the baton sinister on it as a souvenir. So by the time I got back to my apartment, it was pushing 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was tired. Tired of a night that had been jammed full of crooked people who had taken crooked paths half across the world, chasing a buck. So tired, in fact, that I didn't notice Naomi Marchand leaning across the door opposite mine until she spoke.
Marlowe, we could take that tapestry you have there, even if it's a phony one, and fly to Seattle and sell it to Uncle Arthur before he knows anything about what happened here. Marlowe, we could... Marlowe? No. Marlowe? Go away now.
There was only one thing to do. Put both hands firm on her shoulders, spin the girl around and across my knees.
Don't you thank me!
Oh, well... I was too tired for even that.
The Adventures of Philip Marlowe, bringing you Raymond Chandler's most famous character and crime's most deadly enemy, star Gerald Moore, and are produced and transcribed by Norman MacDonald. Script is by Meldon L.A., Robert Mitchell, and Gene Levitt. The special music is composed and conducted by Richard Orant. Be sure and be with us next week when Philip Marlowe says...
Rain slashing a glass roof, an old man's curiosity, and an imaginary imp out of place. They all became important when 2 people died violently, so a third could make a killing.
Masterson speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
That's it for this week. I'm Dennis Daly. Thanks for listening. And join me for more, saluting the adventures of Philip Marlowe.